So now we will see button styling in CSS. So guys, basically we will use the different CSS properties in order to style the buttons. So first of all, we are going to see how the default button looks like on the web browser. So guys, let us move to the VS Code over here, and simply in the HTML file we are going to have a simple button tag over here, and then for this particular button tag we are going to have the text that is default in this case, after which we are going to have a line break over here. So guys, we have the default text for this button. Let us see how it looks like on the web browser. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page on the browser. So as you can see, this is the default button that appears on most of the browsers over here. Now guys, in most of the projects you will have to provide certain CSS properties in order to modify the look and feel of the button that you want to display. So guys, over here we are going to cover the various types of buttons. As you can see, we have the button color over here first of all, so let us check that as well. So after this particular default button, let us have the div tag, inside which we will have our customized buttons for which we will apply the CSS properties. So guys, over here we will set the button with the class that is background color, that is blue over here. So guys, basically we are setting the class name that is BG blue in this case, and then we will set the text as blue for this particular button. And then apart from this, we will also have the buttons with other colors as well. So we will have the blue, green and red color buttons over here. So simply we are going to set the class names as BG blue, BG green and then BG red over here, and the text that we are going to set is green and red in this case. So guys, basically these are the three buttons that will be displayed on the web browser, and they are present inside the div tag over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. Notice that all these buttons are displayed in the default way. That's because we have not provided any of the CSS properties to these buttons. So guys, what we are going to do is inside the style.css file that is linked to this particular HTML file over here, we are going to provide certain common CSS properties for the buttons that are present inside the div tag. So after the div tag, we are going to provide the button over here, after which we are going to set certain properties. So let's say we provide the margin property as 10 pixels over here, and then apart from this we are also going to set the padding property as 10 pixels over here, and then we are also going to have the color as white color in this case, so that the text for all these buttons are displayed in the white color. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. Notice that all these properties are applied to these buttons which are present inside the div tag over here. Now one by one we are going to set the background colors for all these buttons in this case. So guys, simply we are going to set the CSS properties for all these buttons, before which we are going to set the border equal to none for all these buttons, so that we don't see these black color borders that you can see right now. So guys, let us set the background color for all these buttons with the help of the class name over here. So first of all, we have the BG blue class, in which case we are going to set the background color as blue color over here. Similarly, we are going to set the green and red color background for the classes that is BG green and BG red in this case. So guys, over here we are going to set the background color as green, and for the other class that is BG red, we are going to set the background color as red in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, these are the buttons with the different background color that we have provided with the help of the CSS properties, and you can see that there is a default button as well over here, which is looking less attractive compared to the other buttons for which we have provided the CSS properties. So guys, this is the way that you can provide the background color for the different buttons over here. Now apart from this, when we get the cursor on these buttons, we need to change the cursor to hand tool. So what we can do is, for all the buttons in this case that are present inside the div tag, we are going to set the cursor CSS property to the value that is pointer over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. So when we get the cursor on the button, as you can see, it has been converted to the hand tool over here. So in this way you can set the cursor property as well. Now guys, apart from this, let us also see how we can set the button font size. So let us move to the HTML file first of all, and what we will do is we will copy these lines of code once again, and this time we are going to change the class name in order to set the font size size over here. So let's say we have the font size of 12 pixels first of all, and then we have the font size of 16 pixels, which is the default font size for the button, and then we have the font size of 20 pixels over here. And then guys, for the text part, instead of blue we are going to have 12 pixels in this case, and then apart from this, for the screen we are going to say 16 pixels, which is the font size, and then for the red we are going to have 20 pixels over here. So we are going to have all these buttons with different font sizes. And then apart from this, we will also have the background colors for all these buttons. So guys, simply we are going to set the BG blue for the first button, and then followed by BG green in this case for the second button, and then over here we will set BG red for the third button over here. So guys, in order to apply the CSS properties from multiple classes, you can provide the different classes inside the class attribute over here, which should be separated with the space character in this way. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. Notice that we have got all the background colors for these buttons, but the font size is not set so far. So what we are going to do is we will set the font size using this font 12, font 16 and font 20 classes inside the CSS file. So guys, over here after this we are going to set the font size equal to 12 for this particular class. So simply we are going to set the font size CSS property to 12 pixels over here, and then similarly we are going to set the 16 pixels and 20 pixels font size. So over here we have font 16, it is equal to 16 pixels, and then we have font 20, it is equal to 20 pixels over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have 12 pixels, 16 pixels and then 20 pixels font size for all these respective buttons over here. Now guys, apart from this, we can also have the rounded buttons as well. So what we will do is simply we are going to copy these lines of code once again over here, and then what we are going to do is instead of having the font classes over here, we will have the class that starts with round over here. So guys, basically we have round 5, which will set the border radius as 5 pixels over here, and then we have the round 10, and then we will have the round 50, in which case we are going to set it as 50% in this case. So guys, over here we will set it as 5 pixels so that we can identify that this is the button with the border radius as 5 pixels, and then we have 10 pixels over here, and then in this case we will have 50% over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, we have all the buttons in this case, but we need to provide the border radius to all these classes. So what we are going to do is we will copy this round 5 over here, and then inside the style.css file we will have this class name that is round 5, and then for this class we are going to set the border radius, which will be equal to 5 pixels over here. Similarly, we will copy this line of code for the round 10 and the round 50 classes as well, for which case we are going to set the border radius as 10 pixels and then 50% respectively. So guys, over here we have set the border radius properties as well. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. As you can see, this is the 5 pixel border radius, and then followed by the 10 pixel border radius for this button, and then this is the 50% border radius, which means approximately it will be a circular button over here when the width and the height of the button is same. So guys, in this way you can set the border radius for a specific button based on your requirements. And then apart from this, we will also have the colored button borders. So guys, so far we have provided the colors inside the button, but what we are going to do is we will have the button color, that is the background color, as white, but these colors will be the border colors for these buttons. So guys, let us check that as well. So what we will do is simply I'm going to copy these lines of code over here once again, and then we will remove the class names over here from all these buttons. So we will set the border as blue over here, and then apart from this we will set the border as green for the second button. So let me just quickly set the border green class name, and then the last button will have the border red class name, and then we will set the text as blue, green and red respectively. So guys, over here we have set the buttons with the border blue, border green and the border red class name. So what we have to do is we need to set the background color as white for all these buttons, and then we are going to set the border color for these buttons. So let me just copy this class name, and then inside the style.css file over here, simply we are going to provide the CSS properties for these class names. So first of all, border blue, it will have the background color color as white color over here, and then we need to set the border. So let's say we set the border as 1 pixel, which will be of the solid type in this case, and then the color should be blue color over here. So guys, let me just save this file now and let us see how it looks like on the web browser. So on the browser, let me just reload this page. As you can see, we have the border color as the blue color over here, but guys, we are not able to see the text because it is of the color white by default. So we need to change the color to black as well. So guys, over here we are going to set the color as black once again, and since this particular color property is having the black color over here for this border blue, so this black color will be implemented and it will override the previous value, that is color equal to white, that we had set for the button tag over here. That's because the recent color that we are setting is black in this case. So guys, always remember, whatever the recent CSS property is applied to any of the classes or the tags, that particular CSS property will be implemented or used when that HTML element is displayed on the web browser. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have this blue color button that is getting displayed. Similarly, we need to display the green and the red color buttons as well. So we are going to copy these lines of code and change the colors to green and red over here. So we have the classes border green, and over here instead of having the blue color border, we will have the green color border over here, and then for the border red class, we are going to have the red color border over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have the blue, green and red buttons in this case, for which the background color is white and the border colors are blue, green and red respectively. So guys, in this way, instead of having the background colors, you can also have the border colors and your buttons will look attractive on the website. Now guys, apart from this, we can also have the hoverable buttons. So over here, what we are going to do is, when the user gets the mouse cursor on these buttons over here, we want to change its background color to that same color. So let's say when the user gets the mouse cursor on this blue button over here, so the background color should be set as blue and the font color should be set as white. So what we can do is, simply for this border blue class, we need to define the pseudo class, that is hover. So guys, simply we are going to copy this border blue class name followed by colon, and then on hover event, which is the pseudo class, we need to set the background color as blue color in this case. So basically we are setting the background color as blue and we want to set the color as white so that the text color can be displayed properly on this particular background color that is set as blue. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So by default, as you can see, this is the button that is getting displayed, but when the user gets the mouse cursor on this blue button over here, the background color is getting updated. So guys, in this way you can set the hover effect on the green and the red buttons as well. So let us do that as well quickly. So simply we are going to copy these lines of code, and over here instead of having the blue, we are going to have the border green class name, for which the background color should be green color over here, and for the border red hover event, we are going to have the background color as red in this case. So guys, let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. When we get the mouse cursor on green button, you can see that the background color is updated to green, and the red button, the background color is updated to red. In this way we can have the hover effect on the buttons as well, based on the CSS properties that we have seen by using the hover event over here. Now guys, apart from this, we can also have the shadow for the buttons. So let us create another button over here with the class button shadow. So guys, let me just change the class name to btn, and then we have shadow over here, and basically we are going to change the text to shadow button in this case. So guys, we have another button, that is shadow button over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So this is the button that is getting displayed over here. Let us change the CSS properties for this button shadow. So let me just copy this class name and then paste this over here after the dot character, and what we are going to do is, we will set the background color as aqua color over here. We will set the text color as black color in this case. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have this shadow button over here. Now guys, in order to create the shadow for this button, we can simply use the box shadow CSS property. So over here inside the button shadow class, we will have the box shadow CSS property, and first of all all, we will have to set the horizontal shadow. So let's say we have 2 pixels of horizontal shadow and then 2 pixels of vertical shadow, and then we need to provide the blur effect. So let's say 5 pixels of blur effect and the color of the shadow that we want to display. So let's say we have the black color over here. Let me just save this file now and try reloading this page once again on the browser. So as you can see, we have the black color shadow that is getting displayed over here. Apart from this, we can also have the multiple shadows. So after the black color, we can provide comma, and then let's say we provide 0 pixels for horizontal and vertical shadow, and then for the blur effect, let's say we provide 20 pixels of blur effect over here. And then apart from this, let us say we have the color of the shadow as blue after this black color shadow. So let me just save this file now and try reloading this page. You will notice that after this black color shadow, there will be the blue color shadow that will be displayed for this particular shadow button. So when we reload this page, you can see that there is a blue color shadow that is getting displayed over here, which is making this button look more attractive on the web page. So guys, this is the way that you can provide the shadow effect for the button and the other effects as well based on the CSS properties that we have seen so far for the button HTML element. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to this channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. The next video that we are going to talk about is pagination in CSS. So stay tuned.